If you enjoyed the turn-based gameplay of XCOM 2 and looking for something different, then keep watching, as here are 18 great games like XCOM that you don't want to miss. Now this is the second video where I showcase turn-based titles, so if you think I left out something obvious, maybe go watch the first video after this one, as there are some brilliant games in there too. As always, if you're liking my content, perhaps consider leaving a like or even subscribe to find more great games. But on with the video. Starting this list with what feels like an indie version of XCOM, it's Cyberknight's Flashpoint. Developed and published by the Trees brothers, I felt right at home right from the very start. Cyberknights is set in this cyberpunk future where society as we know it has collapsed, few cities remain, and now it's your job along with your crew to take down all these mega corporations. The game has been in early access for some time now, but it recently had its 1.0 release and I bought the game to try it out, and wow, I'm so glad that I did. Now it does have a lot of similarities with XCOM, like having a random crew that you can fully customize, a base of operations that you can slowly upgrade, and of course some epic nail-biting combat, especially when it all goes to plan. However, it's not just an XCOM clone, as Cyberknights also throws in some unique additions that I really enjoyed. For instance, you've got an upgrade tree that seems to go on for days, like I'm talking different classes, you've got multi-classes, and this all makes each member of your team feel unique. Reminded me a bit of Gears Tactics, but like on steroids. Then there's the gameplay itself. It's more stealthy than XCOM, like sure XCOM had those motion sensor cameras or whatever they were called, but Cyberknights really leans into how you want to approach each level. You want to be sneaky. I mean, a lot of your characters will have swords, which are awesome, but yeah, it gets really out of hand if you start causing a big ruckus, as your threat level will go up and then just more troops will start coming at you. Then I just love the different abilities that you get to use, like there are so many. Depending on your class, you can do sneaky things, hacker things, I don't know, like creating a shield using your sword. Some crazy stuff. That being said, it's from an indie dev, so don't expect some epic cutscenes, but you can expect dynamic stories where your characters evolve as you play that are shaped by the choices you make. Cyberknight's Flashpoint is out now for PC and highly recommended if you enjoy turn-based tactics, a cyberpunk setting, and a story that evolves depending on the choices you make.
Blood, sweat, and tears. That's all this life is. If you're not careful, this world will chew you up and spit you out.
Ever wondered what XCOM would look like in the Red Dead Redemption universe? Well, look no further than Hard West 2, a weird Wild West turn-based tactics game featuring demonic trains, ghost towns, and poker cards that can buff your characters. It's pretty tough, but deeply rewarding, with combat leaning into planning and precision. The bravado mechanic also allows you to chain kills and maintain momentum, making maps feel like multi-stage gauntlets. And while there's no permadeath, resource gathering and status effects mean that disaster is always a few bad moves away. You build your squad with poker hands, assigning cards to heroes for stat boosts and unique abilities, like pairing a flush with a 6-shooter for a formidable gunslinger. Then you add a cinematic supernatural campaign, an overworld to explore, branching dialogue, and train heists, and you have a game that nails a gritty, cursed frontier. Hard West 2 is available for PC and worth checking out if you want a weird Wild West type of game. Even with a sequel on the horizon, Warhammer 40k Mechanicus remains a standout tactics game that fully embraces the 40k universe. Developed by Bulwark Studios, the team behind Ixion, it's more XCOM than a CRPG like Rogue Trader. And yes, Rogue Trader is amazing and I should probably have it on this list, but I didn't want to fill this list up with too many CRPGs, so bear with me. In the game you play as the tech-obsessed Adeptus Mechanicus, cyborg priests who worship science, exploring Necron tombs in fast, lethal, turn-based combat. Battles revolve around a unique cognition system that fuels movement, abilities, and summoning, allowing for deadly synergies. The tech priests are highly customizable, offering 6 skill trees and a mountain of bizarre gear. The writing by veteran Black Library author Ben Counter is sharp and character rich, especially with the wonderfully bizarre cast of bickering priests. Though the overmap exploration could be improved, the crunchy combat, deep loadouts, and utterly strange atmosphere perfectly capture the spirit of 40k. Mechanicus is available for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and the Switch, and definitely worth checking out.
This is no ordinary war. The Cadence corrupts our lands, attacks our people without warning, has completely surrounded our nation. There is no escape.
But that was before you.
Now for a hidden gem, massive Chalice from the developers Double Fine Productions, the team that brought us Psychonauts, really tries to combine turn-based tactics with a dynasty type of strategy. You embody an immortal ruler guiding heroic bloodlines across a 300-year war. Its most distinctive feature is a generational system. Your soldiers will age and retire, but their children will become new fighters, blending traits from their parents. Combat is fast-paced and aggressive, encouraging proactive play over defensive turtling. Clever mechanics like knockback chains, class synergies, and distinct enemy abilities keep encounters fresh and entertaining. While randomness does play a major role, it adds tension and forces you to improvise. And although your favorite heroes may fade with time, the legacy they leave ensures your decisions echo through centuries. Massive Chalice is available for PC and Xbox and offers a truly interesting take on the tactical genre.
We carve our own path through life. It is up to us to decide through whom we carve.
Now, CRPGs can often get confused with tactical turn-based strategy games. They share mechanics like turn-based gameplay, but with CRPGs you're going to expect a much deeper narrative, and that can be said with Expeditions Rome. Developed by Logic Arts and published by THQ Nordic, this game mixes sharp tactical combat with intense political drama and just the right amount of historical flair. One minute you'll be leading your squad through tough turn-based battles, the next you'll be debating with Cicero or making choices that will impact entire provinces. But be warned, don't expect an XCOM game set in ancient Rome. This is a deeply engaging CRPG packed with meaningful choices and fleshed out characters. The core combat is excellent, challenging but fair, with classes working together in a unique way. While large army battles are not the best, the compelling writing, strong characters, and sheer amount of content can easily hook you in. Expeditions Rome is only available for PC, but is highly recommended if you enjoy history and tactic games alike.
We are outnumbered. And outgunned. But this new prototype lets us see a few seconds into the future. And that's all the time we need.
If you enjoyed BattleTech and you can't get enough Robot Wars action, Phantom Brigade is a hidden gem worth exploring. Developed and published by Brace Yourself Games, this tactical mech battler delivers deeply satisfying cinematic combat wrapped in a stylish timeline-based twist. You see, every encounter feels like a puzzle to solve. You're given a glimpse of the enemy's future, and now you must choreograph your mech's every movement. When it all clicks though, you've got the bullets flying, the missiles screaming overhead, and just mech on mech action. It does remind me a lot of that same thrill that you got with the slow motion action sequences in XCOM 2. If you enjoy customization, look no further. Your mechs are built from a modular, loot-driven system that really encourages experimentation. The salvaging system and sheer volume of loot also make tinkering with builds constantly rewarding. And while it's a bit rough around the edges in terms of the campaign, Phantom Brigade perfectly nails the core fantasy of commanding your own mech squad, and it's only available for PC but still worth checking out.
You think you're safe where you are? You think this little game of yours is over? Think again.
For some high-octane cyberpunk action, Showgunners blends turn-based tactics with dystopian satire, all set within a murderous reality TV show. Every move is broadcast, monetized, and scored for style. Developed by Artificer, you play as Scarlet Martillo, a revenge-driven contestant navigating handcrafted urban death traps, taking on psychopaths, signing autographs, and trying not to explode on live TV. Think XCOM meets The Running Man with a little bit of Borderlands thrown in there. What makes Showgunners stand out is its strong sense of setting and pacing. Combat is tactical but streamlined, with a steady flow of new enemies, mechanics, and environmental hazards. Between battles, you'll explore these different zones in real time that are full of puzzles, loot, and fans to impress for sponsor bonuses. It's stylish, it's satisfying, and it's accessible for genre newcomers, but deep enough for the veterans out there too. Showgunners is available for PC and worth checking out if you want something a little bit different.
This is Commander Claude Wallace. Squad E,
The Imperial forces are on the move, heading for your position.
ready to engage. We have to unite as one.
For a trip down memory lane, Valkyria Chronicles is an anime Band of Brothers style JRPG and a huge favorite among fans. This third-person tactical RPG features a semi-real-time combat system. You can move freely, but then time stops when you aim. Though at first glance it might seem very different from XCOM, the turn-based squad tactics are quite similar. And yes, it does have that anime style to the characters, but it still remains grounded, and the well-written story tackles heavy topics like war, racism, and loss. Combat will form the core loop gameplay, but it's complemented by this charming watercolor art style and a fantastic soundtrack. The Valkyria Chronicles series has 4 main titles, with the latest offering the most refined standalone experience, but starting with the first offers the full series journey. It's available for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and the Switch, and definitely one worth checking out.
They should have detected us by now.
Receiving wireless transmission. They're onto you. Get out. Get out of there.
Next up, developed and published by the popular Cly Entertainment, the team that brought us Oxygen Not Included and Don't Starve, Invisible Ink is a slick, turn-based tactics stealth game where you pull the strings behind elite agents. You'll be guiding them through procedurally generated missions focused on brains over bullets, using hacking, observation, and perfect timing to stay undetected. Combat is rare, ammo is scarce, and silence is golden. In the game, your agency has been compromised, and you'll have a lot of hours in the game to build up your resources and then strike back, with missions ranging from data theft to hostage rescues, each becoming harder as corporate security tightens. Planning is everything though, with your AI companion Incognita helping turn intel into opportunity. With permadeath, limited tools, and unpredictable layouts, every choice carries a lot of weight. So yeah, it feels like XCOM but without the explosions, built for players who love clean extractions and high-stakes strategy. Invisible Ink is available for PC, PlayStation, and the Switch, and it's perfect if you dream of running stealth ops with precision.
We are outmanned. Outgunned. But the enemy's strength blinds them.
Next up, Classified France 44 is a turn-based tactics game that reimagines World War II behind enemy lines. It's presented as a series of cinematic squad-based operations where a bold turn can flip the battlefield. It's set in the tense months leading to D-Day, where you lead a multinational resistance team conducting sabotage missions across northern France. The tactics part of the game stands out with fluid momentum shifts enabled by a robust morale system that sees soldiers panicking, rallying, and even reviving allies mid-battle. And while its stealth mechanics and Overwatch-based combat are familiar, they give fresh nuance through creative abilities and forgiving systems that reward daring plays. Then on the strategy side of things, outside of combat, you'll be involved with managing regional resistance, gathering supplies, as well as balancing favor between French factions. And yes, it is another game that is a bit rough around the edges. Maybe consider getting it on sale, as Classified France 44 is available for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
I want you to finish what you have begun. Kill King Arthur, or whatever he has become.
For some medieval action, King Arthur A Knight's Tale is a gritty, turn-based tactics game where you play as Mordred, Arthur's nemesis, trying to fix a cursed Avalon. Developed and published by Neocore Games, this title features enjoyable grid-based combat, a deep roster of legendary knights, and a dark twist on the classic tale, bringing a unique take to the tactics genre. Each hero feels distinct with their own skill trees, and the evolving combat stays fresh throughout most of the campaign. Between missions, you'll be rebuilding Camelot, making moral choices, upgrading heroes, and then managing resources in a light but satisfying way. The story is compelling, the atmosphere is rich, and the side quests feel worthwhile. And playing as the main villain also adds a fresh narrative hook, and the game's complexity makes it easy to sink into. King Arthur: A Knight's Tale is available for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Didn't even get to use my gun.
There are other ways to solve problems, you know?
Well, there are lots of solutions out there.
Now for XCOM fans seeking a 1930s noir adventure, the Lamplighters League by Harebrained Schemes offers a stylish mix of pulp vibe, globe-trotting antics, and turn-based tactics. In the game, you'll be sneaking around in real time, then jumping into classic grid-based combat when things go inevitably sideways. The stealth part primarily serves as a pre-fight setup rather than a full evasion option, but it still adds some flavor. The combat is solid though, with enemies quickly piling in. But what truly makes the game stand out are its characters, where each agent boasts quirky skills, a unique voice, and a compelling pulp magazine backstory. Upgrades and combos become potent later on, and the world map adds pressure with ticking doomsday clocks and tough decisions. And while it's not the deepest strategy game out there, the Lamplighters League offers a very fun ride for those who appreciate flair, character, and stylish chaos. It's available for PC and Xbox, and worth checking out if you like what you see. Whatever you call it, CRPG, TRPG, SRPG, Troubleshooter Abandoned Children is an underrated hidden gem not to miss out on. Developed and published by Dandelion, this anime-themed RPG is set in the vibrant, crime-ridden city of Valhalla. To combat this crime, they hire some vigilantes, aka Troubleshooters, that's you, to help out, and playing as one of the main characters, Albus, to find out what happened to his parents. And once you get past the somewhat lengthy tutorial, the combat is actually really good. And even though you have a set roster of characters to play as, you can still choose what you want to master in, so you get a whole bunch of variety and then use different abilities to utilize in battle. Also, it comes with very good mission variety to keep things interesting. Paired with upbeat visuals, a catchy soundtrack, and many hours of gameplay, Troubleshooter is highly recommended for tactical RPG fans. It's just unfortunate that it's only available for PC, but it's still not worth missing out on.
And my mom's trapped behind a giant wall. But I can't give up. The fate of the world is in my fingers.
Now for tactical thinkers who enjoy turn-based combat, weirdly aesthetic post-apocalyptic landscapes, and chatty robots, Miasma Chronicles is worth checking out. It's made by the Bearded Ladies, the same folks behind Mutant Year Zero, and so it'll play very much the same, almost to the T. You'll be controlling Elvis, not that Elvis, and his charming robot pal Diggs, navigating the ruined Midwest while fighting mutant frogs, unlocking powers with a Nintendo Power Glove style gizmo, and uncovering a world devastated by corporate overreach and killer fog. The turn-based combat emphasizes planning and quietly picking off enemies before going loud, with RPG style upgrades and stealth options that keep things strategic. It's unforgiving and punishes you for not being prepared. Available for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, Miasma Chronicles is worth checking out if you enjoyed XCOM but just wanted something a little bit different. For fans of pixel graphics and shooting rats, Shardpunk reimagines the turn-based tactical formula with urgency and grit. Set in a steampunk city overrun by humanoid rats, each mission is a tense race towards safety. You'll need to balance combat efficiency with crucial resource scavenging, all while managing hunger, stress, and the delicate survival of a robot vital to victory. Strategic decisions carry significant weight, like overextending risks can collapse your team, while hesitation might lead to enemies swarming around you. Its fast-paced, momentum-driven gameplay rewards calculated aggression over traditional entrenchment. Between missions, team management adds emotional and logistical complexity, deepening your investment into each survivor. Available only for PC, Shardpunk is a hidden gem that will constantly challenge players to think on their feet, and definitely worth checking out.
I dreamt we never left home. We never had to run.
While a bit different from XCOM, the Banner Saga series shares similar gameplay mechanics, and it's wrapped in a Norse-inspired world. This game, developed and published by Stoic, tells a tale of refugees, giants, and incredibly hard choices, where every decision might cost you a companion, a village, or your sanity. The hand-drawn art is incredible, the music by Austin Wintory is unforgettable, and the storytelling is rich with moral ambiguity and sorrow. The combat is also deceptively deep, featuring armor and strength mechanics, unique unit abilities, and a clever willpower system that adds just enough risk to keep you on edge. It's punishing but fair, teaching strategy through loss rather than trying to hold your hand. I remember playing this game, I think when it came out on the PS3, and even back then I was like, wow, this is a really good game to play. It's available for PC, console, and even mobile, and it's definitely still worth checking out if you really want some tough strategy.
In a world where the top special forces operatives are all just wizards for some reason, one team is unstoppable. Not yours, hers.
Now for an indie title you don't want to miss, Tactical Breach Wizards, developed by Suspicious Developments, boasts an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam. It's set in a world where magic and military tactics go hand in hand, which puts you in command of a squad of Spec Ops wizards, each with unique abilities that you'll need to master across various missions. The tactics are relaxed, but the real fun comes from creating different combos, like pushing one enemy, teleporting another, or just conjuring a window just to throw someone through it. It reminded me a lot of Into the Breach, where it's more of a puzzle game than pure strategy, yet every unit feels distinct and there are plenty of abilities to experiment with. Tactical Breach Wizards is available for PC and is perfect for anyone seeking some engaging turn-based puzzle action with a magical twist.
Perfect. No bandages, no wine, and we're eating rats for the month.
What was it again? Easy contract, easy money, right?
Soon these will be distant memories. We'll be rich.
We're under attack!
And then lastly, it's been about 10 seconds since I've mentioned this game in my videos, it's Wartales. I forgot to include it in my previous list, so I'm putting it here. Again, it's technically a CRPG. Actually wait, if you've made it this far and you're liking the CRPG games, maybe you'd want me to do a video recommending the best ones. Let me know in the comment section. Anyways, Wartales lets you build a ragtag group of hungry weirdos and send you trudging through a muddy, morally grey world full of rats, refugees, and ghosts that drop some epic loot. Between the missions, you can take your crew around the land, looking for missions, visiting towns, and then trying to look for trouble, as that's where the combat comes in and it's one of my favorite parts. As a turn-based fan, I loved the battles. They're not easy though, like you really need to plan your moves, else you're going to struggle keeping your party alive. When you're done, you can just park your camp on the side of the road, where it goes from a tiny tent into a mini settlement as you start to unlock more items to place down, and then getting your people to specialize in different jobs. There's no real storyline, it's more about the adventures you have along the way. And what's crazy is that if you look at their roadmap, they aren't even finishing doing improvements to the game. Plus there's online co-op if you want to join up with a friend or partner. Wartales is available for PC, Xbox and the Switch, and is highly recommended if you haven't tried it already. But that wraps up my second video. What do you think? What did I leave out? Don't forget to go check out the first video, but if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to leave a like and maybe subscribe to find more games to get lost in. But other than that, it's Marco here from Easily Distracted Games, and as always, don't stop gaming.